everybody, this is your Mama G. Welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who's new here, welcome. I'm Grace. I'm originally from the Philippines and I live now 11 years in Germany. I'm making videos about motherhood, being a working mom, also a little bit about fashion, the things that I like, the joys of life, and could be anything under the sun that I fancy talking about. So for today's video, I'll be talking about how is it being a working mom in Germany? What are the benefits? I mean, maybe you guys have a question and you're planning to be here in Germany. Maybe you are toying about the idea of working here. I know that there's a lot of job opportunities for nurses and also for caregivers to be in Germany. So, but then you don't know the country much. So yeah, I'm just gonna share to you my experience of how was it when I got pregnant. First of all, I was already working before I got pregnant. And then I paid taxes, of course. So this might be a very chatty vlog, so why don't you grab your coffee? I have my coffee here with me. Grab your coffee or tea or water. Let's take a pause. So did you grab your coffee and tea? Let's have a seat. Oh, it's still so hot. Okay, for today's video, like I said, I'm gonna talk to you about being a working mom in Germany. So I'm gonna divide the topic into three. One is when you got pregnant, or the time that you get pregnant, so pregnancy. The second chunk of the video is about what are the benefits that you can get when you are giving birth. And the third is, from the time that you're not yet working, you gave birth, so that stage in your life when your maternity leave. And then the third would be about when you want to go back to work, or when you're back to work. So I have my list with me. So if all the topics that I mentioned to you are not interesting to you and only one, please do skip. I will put in the description below chapters, so you can skip to the topic or to the chapter wherein you'll be interested. So the first part of this video is this is for working moms. Yeah, remember, if you're a working mom, if you're already working in Germany and then you're planning to get pregnant, or you just got pregnant, things happen, right? So whether or not you have a partner or whether or not you're alone, if you got pregnant and you are already working in Germany, these are the benefits that you will get. And of course, caveat, this is from my own experience. Yeah. So when you get pregnant, the moment that you get pregnant and you inform your employer about it, you are safe from getting fired. Yeah, so if worst case scenario, something happened, you are safe. As a pregnant woman, you're in the most safest place to be when you are pregnant and working in Germany. So you have that Mutterschafts, how do you call it, protection, or is that, yeah. And then 6 weeks before, you will get a leave already. So you'll be off work already 6 weeks before and 8 weeks after with pay. Yeah, this is still the full salary. So I gave birth in April 14. And 6 weeks before that, I was already out from work. Plus, I still have extra leave. So it will be all accounted for. So I was supposed to start my maternity leave around March, beginning March. But then I still have extra leave, or holiday leave. So I was out already on the February 19th, or that was my last day of work in 2020. And I still got to be paid full salary. And then 8 weeks after, I was also out already from giving birth. So 8 weeks after April 14, that's the time that I gave, that's the date that I gave birth. I had full salary. It was really good. Yeah, and yeah, it was good. So you have that one. And at that time, I remember I also got a Mutterschaftsgeld. On top of my salary, I also got around it. Your insurance will give you. I have a public insurance. I have technical Krankenkasse, or technical insurance in English. So yeah, I also got 1,200. Of course, all this money computation depends on how much you've earned for the year before you got pregnant. Yeah, so it's a variable. Yeah, in my case, I got 1,200. So they gave you a computation, and this is how you will get it, blah, blah, blah. So I had, within that, before the 8 weeks after I gave birth, before it ended, I still got 1,200 extra from the insurance. It's called Mutterschaftsgeld. And also, when the moment I got pregnant, I have to call my Ubigayani, yeah, your Frauenarzt, your OB/GYN, yeah, you have to call. I already have before, for long standing, I have a long time relationship already with, I've been there for a long time with my OB/GYN, and I called her. If you are just new in Germany and you don't have yet, it's actually free to go have yourself checked to your OB/GYN. It's very important. Do not only go there the moment you get pregnant. You should go there also before. Yeah, so there are also other important checkups you need to do as a woman for your reproductive health, or yeah, that's related to you being a woman. Yeah, so I already have this long time OB/GYN, and I called them. I said, it says positive 2 times in my pregnancy test. So yeah, I went there. I had all the checkups. Yeah, the moment you're pregnant, you will go to your doctor, to your OB/GYN, and for me, it was all free. I mean, most of the time, I would say there are just a couple of tests. I would say very seldom, but in my public insurance, it was all free. Yeah, so the moment that I got pregnant, so I told my doctor until 27th week. Yeah, I went to the doctor every month, and then after that, on the 28th week, you will be checked 2 times a month. So bi-monthly. So every other week you will go for a checkup, and in all of those, I would say 98 to 99%, they're all covered by the insurance. Yeah, and this is really, really good. I'm very satisfied about this one. Having a public insurance is already good. And also, from the perspective of coming from the Philippines, we don't have this public insurance. I mean, no, it depends. We have this very limited insurance coverage in the Philippines. So I can already see that this was really, really good. Yeah, so it's one of the convincing part if you are coming here now and you don't know about it. So did I cover it? Yeah, so let me just recap. You will have 6 weeks before, 8 weeks before being that you're entitled to a leave with pay, full salary. Yeah, granting that you already working before you got pregnant. So this is the requirement. Yeah, yeah, and then mostly all let's say 98 to 99% are all covered by the insurance, the checkups and all that. So there's just a list that I can maybe count. I forgot already the names, but like for example, to know if, because I already got pregnant, I was almost 40, I was 38 already, so the doctor said it could be a risky pregnancy, but thank God it was not. And also you can also check if your kid has a defect, like mentally and all that, because you're already old. It could happen. Yeah, it's a reality. But I didn't opt for that, so I didn't need to pay for that. I said, what's the point? What if you knew? What would you do, right? So it's another topic. But yeah, I didn't opt for that, and everything is good. So in God's grace, everything was good. My child, my daughter is normal, yeah, and healthy. Yeah, so yeah, that was the part of the when you got pregnant. And then comes the baby. So I opted for, okay, might be a controversial choice, but I opted for a cesarean because I don't like the experience. It's just my opinion. Yeah, I don't like the experience of it, of like you are in labor and you are in so much pain, and sometimes it takes longer. Some are lucky, like some lucky pregnant women who gave birth after an hour, even 30 minutes of labor. But I don't want to go over labor. It's so painful. I could imagine. And then you will still end up in cesarean. So what's the point? I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm a less mama if I opted for a cesarean. It has been a very long, in my opinion, this operation or medical operation has been tried already for a very long time, maybe a century or more ago. Yeah, so I trust the technology, the advancement that we have, and a lot of experience on this kind of operation. So I opted for cesarean, and I had cesarean, and guess what? Everything is for free. It was covered by the insurance. I have a public insurance, like what I said. It was all covered. Yeah, and I got cesarean, and unfortunately this was already the first lockdown, so my husband was not able to go inside the operating room, or I think it's called like that, but in an area wherein they prepare me for operation, he was there, and he was not able to come with me to the upper part, to the station we're in. We have to stay for, I think, 2 nights or 3 nights, something like that. Yeah, but this was all covered. It was so nice. So the coverage of the insurance in Germany is really nice. And of course, when you gave birth, you also get Kindergeld, or child money. It started in my time in 2020, started as 205. In 2023, it's now 250. Yeah, so it's really good. Germany is very nice because it doesn't discriminate. If I'm not German, I would still get this as long as I'm working. Even I think if you're not working, you would still get this in benefit of a child money, or yeah, it's Kindergeld. Yeah, you get it every month, and you would send you until I think your kid is 18 years old. You would still get this Kindergeld or money geld. You also get an Elterngeld. So how long can you be off work after giving birth? So I mentioned about 6 weeks before and 8 weeks after, and then 8 weeks after you can already apply for this Elterngeld. So it's actually 1 year, 12 months for both of you. I mean, 10, usually the woman takes the Elternzeit, which comes with an Elterngeld. So Elternzeit is like you are on parental leave, which also the government now gives you the parental geld, a parental leave money. How do you call that? And how do you Elterngeld. So it's like parental money, yeah, after you gave birth, but you divide it between your spouse, yeah, or your partner. So for example, for me, I got only 10 months. So 10 months, and the 2 months is supposedly if my husband will claim it, he would also get it. But no matter how much you earn, you would only get 1,800 euros maximum. This is already tax-free. It's after tax. I don't know the it's quite complicated, I think, the computation. So they would tell you this is the computation. This is also depending on the amount or of your salary and tax that you paid a year before you got pregnant. Yeah, so that all the factors comes in. Yeah, so for me, I got 1,600. How much did I get? No, I got only 1,415 and 29 cents as my Elterngeld or parental money. So this is still good because, again, coming from the Philippines, we don't have this. And I think you're only allowed for 3 months maternity leave. And I'm not sure if this is paid. I forgot already. But here you have like a whole year, because there's still that 8 weeks you have full salary leave, plus for me 10 months. So all in all, it's like a year that I got parental leave money from the government. So it's also the benefits you reap from also paying taxes while you were working before you got pregnant. So that's also the benefits. Yeah, so I think that's one of the most attractive things to be in Germany, to be working in Germany, and also for being a woman and being a working lady woman, and then eventually gets pregnant. So that's one of the most attractive things to have. And there's so many. And then once your child is 1 year old, like if you live in Bavaria, like Munich belongs to Bavaria, so Germany is a federal state. So there's this states like Bavarian states, so there's so many. And in Bavaria, we get the moment that your child is 1 year old, you get 250 euro extra. It's called family geld, family money, or Familiengeld. So you have you can compute, you have the child money, which is now 250, 2023, starting January 2023. And then you have additional family money, which is 250 until your child is 3 years old. So that's really a very important benefit from the government. Yeah, so you really know that the government is there for you. So what else? Elterngeld, and also once you gave birth, you are asked to get the help of a hibame or midwife. Yeah, I know that in some places could be very difficult to get one, but you will always be able to get one. Yeah, and then this is paid by the insurance. So the hibame or the midwife, in my case, once I gave birth, I told them all the things, and of course you contact them and they agree to be your midwife. So once I gave birth, they went to my home, so they will do a child visit, and this is daily, I think, in the first week or even in the first 2 weeks, until you are able to manage on your own. So they will teach you already how to latch a baby, what to do in certain situations, and you need to also fill out, you need to also monitor the weight of the baby, so you know it's important the baby gains weight. Yeah, and what to do, things you need to do, because if, for example, if you're a first time mom, it's very difficult. Yeah, so like for me, it was the lockdown. It was the first months of lockdown during the COVID pandemic time, and of course I was not able to bring a family member here. I was alone. We were just alone, me and my husband. And of course on the other side, my in-laws, they are also busy, so they were not able to help us so on a daily basis. So it was really a big help that there was a midwife coming to us to help me with everything until I don't have questions anymore, and then okay, until eventually you're able to stand on your own. So this is really important. Yeah, the midwives. and this is covered by the insurance. Yeah, and also there are courses like Rückbildung course, like going back to, I don't know, it's like once you give birth, I think your body is distorted inside internally, so you have all these exercises that you need to do, and this is mostly also paid by the insurance, so you just have to report it or something like that. So this was really good. So there's a lot of benefits. Yeah, what else? And also because it happened, I got pregnant during the and gave birth during the COVID time, and I think German government is one of those who really gives benefits to their residents, no, whether or not you're German or you're a foreigner who lives here also working. So I remember that I receive a lot of bonuses from the government. Okay, not a lot, like 10 or something, but in the span of time that I gave birth, so I got in 2020 300 extra euros for bonus. I think for the pandemic that it helps, you know. And I also remember that in 2021 we got all those working, including those having an Ausbildung or on the job trainings. They also get, like, for me, I also got 300 euros extra as a help, as a economic help for those for us, because of the energy crisis or something like that, because the prices of the is getting high. So there's still this from time to time very important special bonuses that the government gives. So it's a case-to-case basis. What else? Okay. Yeah, so when you give birth, so let me just summarize. It's getting really long now. I hope you will still sip your coffee while listening to me. Or you can do household chores while listening to me, like we all mamas do. Yeah, so once you give birth, everything is free. I had a cesarean, it was for free, insurance paid for it. Then I get the child money, which is 250 every month until the child is 18 months old. And then I also got an Elterngeld, and I didn't work for a year because I got this money as a support. Yeah, 1/4 was I got. It really depends on your income a year before, and for me I got 1/4. And the maximum that you can get is 1/8, but it's really good already. What else? And then once your child is 1 year old until 3 years old in Bavaria, you also get extra family money, a Familiengeld, 250 euros. So there's a lot of help already for having a child. Yeah. And coming back from the Philippines, we don't have such benefits, so it's already very nice. And it doesn't matter whether you're German or not. Yeah. Yeah, so after a year I went back to work because, yeah, I'm ambitious. I don't want to be not only a mom, I also want to work. I also want to build my career. So Mama G went back to work a year after, and also we cannot afford it anymore, not having extra Eltern money, because after 1 year you will not get it anymore. There are cases wherein you can divide this, but it's very little. So yeah, so in our situation, we need to work. Yeah, I need to go back to work. And one of the benefit is that there's daycare system. The daycare system or nursery when they're young, from 1 year old to 3 years old, it's called Kita. It's Tagesbetreuung, or it's like a daycare, no? And then, so we enrolled. You have to really, it depends on the city where you are. In Munich, it's a bit difficult to get a place because, I don't know, maybe there's so many kids here. There's so many women getting pregnant. So the demand is really big, but we were able to get one. And we paid only 90 euros for that. Most of this, except for the private ones, most of this, I mean, they are also privately run, but they are completely with support from the city, subsidized by the city. So you will maybe pay only 200 plus maximum. For the private ones, it's another story. Maybe you will get 800 euros, but that's really, really big, right? So, and it also depends on, there's also a table. I'm gonna show you the table. There's also a table, depends on your income together as a couple. So if, for example, for us, we earn more than, I forgot. I have to show you this table, but there is a table wherein if you earn, like for example, if you earn together as a couple 50,000 euros or less, it's free for you. This is what I remember. But if you are at the top of the table, it would still be a really good price, like 90 euros or 200. Like right now we pay 205 euros every month for 8 hours of support. My daughter goes there for 8 hours because we are both working full-time as a couple. So yeah, we also need it. Munich is a very expensive place. Like rent is really high, almost half of your salary you will pay for the rent. So it really needs a two-person income in the family. Yeah, so that's another story. But anyway, you can avail all this daycares all over the place, wherever you are. And in Munich, yeah, you can have this one. And also it really depends on your nature of work. There are work that you cannot work from home, but in my case, I am just working at home. I'm just working in the office normally. In pre-pandemic scenario, I'm just working in the office doing mostly computer office work and also meetings, but it's only mostly office work. So in this case, you can really work from home. And I have a new job now, and my contract is really a working from home contract. I have an additional addendum to my work contract, and it says that I can work from home and all that. So this is really a big advantage, especially if you are a mom of maybe a toddler. And because like for me, my work is like, my old office was like 1 hour here, 1 hour maybe door to door. So going there and going back is 2 hours all in all. So all these 2 hours I can already save, because also the disadvantage of most of the daycares, they're only open until, let's say, 1600 4 p.m. Yeah, so it is already a very good system. Yeah, because mostly I think the culture is that working moms do not really work full-time right away. Some of them mostly work only few hours in a week. But for me, I need to work full-time. I'm also an ambitious person. So yeah, it's hard. Maybe that's another topic. But yeah, the daycare is really helping me a lot. It's helping us a lot to be able to focus work and not having a kid around, hanging around. Yeah, and it's also a lot of benefits. I know some of the people would say, oh, she's still young, or he is still young. It's like kawawa. How do you say it? Oh, it's such a pity. However, we saw a lot of benefits for a kid when she went to the daycare. Like her language skills is really more advanced, I think, compared to not to compare, but just for the sake of comparing, that their language skills, because they're more exposed socially, so their social skills are also more evolved or more advanced, I would say. And also the language, they can speak more also than their contemporaries. The kids their own age, I would say, than if they just stay at home. It's good how do you call it, benefits also for the kids. So yeah, and it helps them to also be independent, yeah, at a very young age, because they have like, their brain is like a sponge, no, it absorbs everything. So yeah, it's best time for them to really be trained. Yeah, and that's life, right? I mean, in the Philippines, some of our fathers would even go abroad in order to earn living. Yeah, so how is it? It's just there for an hour. I mean, that's just how life is, right? I mean, you cannot always be there for a child, hugging all the time, right? So it's also a training for them to be good eventually when they're on their own, when they grow up. So I think I've covered everything. I'll put everything and summarize them item per item and the description down below, and I also put chapters so that you can skip. If this topic is not for you, then you can just skip. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something from me. Please do drop a comment if you want to know more, or what is your idea. Any comments are welcome. Respectful comments, of course. And that's it. And if you like my video, please do subscribe. I would love it, because this would help me grow my YouTube community. And thank you very much, guys, wherever you are in the world. Bye bye, and see you in my next video.